boy L Boogie. You know I'm blessing the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about the word of God. My cup is running over, and I still want some more. How about you? I'm here with Anitra, all the way from the Bay Area, and she's a Landstar independent owner operator. And Anitra, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. It's a pleasure, a plum pleasing pleasure to finally, catch up with you and do this interview with you. I want to ask you a few questions about becoming an owner operator and a few questions about Landstar. And let's go ahead and start this thing off right. How did you hear about Landstar?
I've heard of, well, I've been in the trucking industry going on about 20 years. So I've heard about Landstar off and on throughout the years. And only recently, when I decided to buy my own truck, did I decide to go with Landstar.
Okay.
But I've always heard good stuff,
All right. Now, when it comes to you buying your own truck, how was that process, and what type of truck did you get?
It was a little eye-opening at first, because these companies, when it's your first truck, they really try to stick it to you. I mean, they don't care about the amount of years you have. They don't care if you have excellent credit. They care if you've owned a truck before, or if you've owned like a home, something of equal value.
Yeah.
So, I was actually gonna buy a different truck that I actually ended up buying, but like I said, they really tried to stick it to me, and I had to go in a different direction. I bought a brand new truck, but I had to go a different direction. So.
Okay. Now, what kind of truck did you buy?
I have a 2019 Volvo.
Okay. And how long have you been with Landstar?
We'll say about 8 or 9 months.
Oh, okay.
10 months. Yeah.
Now let the people know where exactly you're from.
I'm from Victorville,
You don't
California.
have to tell. You don't have to tell the exact city, and you ain't got to give me your address and nothing, but
Right on. No, I'm from California, Southern California, actually, not the Bay Area.
Okay. Oh, okay. Southern California. Now, does it ever rain in Southern California?
It does. Unfortunately, it does. And people don't know how to drive.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to another question right here. So, we talked last week, and you said you had a record-breaking week last week.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, because man, breaking records breaking your own record is something amazing. I mean, breaking records, period, is something amazing. Tell us a little bit about that.
It was kind of weird because, what I try to do is I try to make the big money over the weekend. And everything after that just kind of adds to it. So I had a really good paying load to cover me through the weekend. And then I had a succession of about maybe 3 or 4 more loads that put me right around $11,700 for that.
Wait, good googly move. $11,700
for the week.
Yeah.
Shocking to me too.
And now, what are you pulling? You pulling heavy machinery or what? What are you?
No, I pull a dry van.
You doing AA&E or what?
No, I pull a dry van.
Dry van.
Yeah.
Man, you really pulling it down.
Well, I average, and I can average this maybe in about 2, maybe anywhere from 1 to 3 loads. Usually about 2 loads. And it's consistent. I'm not burned out, and I'm usually probably only driving maybe 3 or 4 days out of the week, and I'm consistent with $5,000, maybe $6,000 for the week.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't get burned out. I mean, if I want to run harder, I can, but I don't have to.
Yeah.
So
now, where you generally run to? I mean, like, are you running like West Coast stuff? Is it Midwest? You run to the East Coast and back? I mean, like, where are you running to?
I leave out of California and I stay right in the Midwest.
Oh, okay. I usually tell people that all the time too. Like, you want to make the money, go to the Midwest. It's there.
Yeah.
You always want to go to the places that's producing something. You don't want to be
Yep.
taking loads to Montana. Like, what are they producing in Montana? Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm taking a load to Idaho. Okay, to get what? So
Well, and then if you are going to those areas, please be getting $3 or more.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. That's amazing that you pull that down. Now, do you have a Landstar trailer, or do you have your own trailer?
I have a Landstar trailer.
Okay, all right. Now, what are some of your best and worst experiences when it comes to being an owner operator or being with Landstar? What is let's go with the worst first of all. Let's talk about the worst. What's the worst experience that you done had in these 8 or 9 months that you've been with Landstar?
Well, there's two right off the bat. The first was when I first got the trailer, and I did my orientation in Sparks, Nevada, and I came down to Southern California to get my trailer, and I was hit up by a bunch of agents. I'm not going to give out any codes or anything, but
yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. And this one guy, he really kind of suckered me into doing some stuff for him. And I really didn't get paid for it. But that's probably my worst. And, I just had to shake it off, go, hey, I need to be smart,
Yeah.
So the whole, can you help me out? Can you do me a favor? As soon as I hear that, my ears get shut off.
Yeah.
And it's time for me to start looking somewhere else, straight.
Yeah. Because if somebody is asking you, hey, look, can you do me a favor? Like, you automatically know, like, okay, all these drivers out here, you can't get nobody else to do it. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Like, it'll make you start asking questions.
And another thing that I say to them is I say, you know what? I don't know if you're an employee or if you own this agency, but I'm letting you know this, that I'm running a business. So you starting off with, can you do me a favor? We're already starting off wrong, because I'm here to make money. I don't know if you're working for somebody or if you own the agency. It would be like the same thing saying that to either your boss or to you. So in a lot of agents, when I say that to them, they're like, oh, okay, well, who the heck am I dealing with? Hey, you're dealing with a business owner.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to fail out here.
Yeah.
Easy to fail out here. So, and the second one was, I was taking a hazmat load, those totes, which I don't mind taking. But I had missed my turn, and I had seen this. It was like kind of like a diner, and I looked and I was like, "Yeah, I could do a U-turn in there," and just sunk to the bottom. And I had to get it. Well, first it was the guy that owned the place. He came and he goes, "Well, I got a couple tractors," and so he goes and gets 2 tractors.
Yeah.
They don't even budge me. So I
Gee.
gave him $400 for the effort. And then he called a tow truck. The tow truck was able to get me out, but that was another, $800.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, lesson learned. Don't ever do this again. And I've never made that mistake again. So yeah. So those were my 2 worst experiences.
All right. Now, what about the best? Your best experiences?
My best experience is just overall, the treatment, from the Landstar staff is by far the best treatment that I've experienced in the trucking industry. And of course, my last week where I made the 11,700, that was probably the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I would second that too. Also, I always tell people this: if you're looking to come on to Landstar, you want to be an independent owner operator. Hey, go ahead and get a GAD a call, aka the Crossing Agency, at 844-899-7919, 844-899-7919, and they will do that before you put your application in. So that they can help you throughout the process, and so that they can put you on their email list. And remember, this is a business, and we're running a business here, and you want to go ahead and as soon as you're coming in the door, you want to go ahead and make um, your first move, your best move, which would be calling the Crossing Agency before you can put your application in at 844-899-7919, and tell them your boy L Boogie sent you. All righty. Moving right along here. Now, one of the things that we always talk about, we're in this for something. We're in this for something. We don't know. Everybody has different goals and different things like that right there. What are your future plans when it comes to trucking? You plan on having a fleet, or you plan on paying the truck off, or just getting a lot of money and then just retiring? I mean, like, what's your plan looking like?
Well, my first goal is to always make as much money as I can.
Yeah.
I definitely want to pay the truck off. I don't think I want to I don't want to fleet, because again, it'll be 20 years in December, and I know how drivers are. Not to say anything bad about them, because there's plenty of good drivers, but I don't want the headache of having to find good ones and deal with the bad ones, you know?
Yeah.
That's just not for me. Other people, if it's for them, great. I have no desire to get my own authority. I just don't, that's just not for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to pay the truck off. I want to save as much money as possible. And I want to move on to other stuff up out of the trucking industry. Still related, but more like support to the trucking industry, not necessarily a driver anymore.
Yeah. I feel you on that right there. Now, how often do you come home?
I like staying out. Believe I stay out. The only reason why I go home is because usually my family's like, "Man, you done been out forever. When you coming home?" I'm like, I just had a good week. You know,
Yeah.
let me come home. You know, don't tell me I gotta come home. So I stay out anywhere from a month to 3 months. You know, and then I go home. You know.
Okay.
I just like
now when it comes to new owner operators and stuff like that, what would you tell a new owner operator if they're looking for some experience, if they're just getting into the game, if they're even thinking about getting their license and everything like that? What would you tell that new guy,
please please do your due diligence. Mm-hmm. Don't go off of what your brother said, or your sister said, or your cousin said, or your best friend, or some guy that you met at a truck stop. Please do your own due diligence. And if you're going off of somebody else's model, please just use that as a guide and not as the Bible. Yeah. Because what works for somebody else, 9 out of 10 times, it's not going to work for you. Yeah. Plain and simple. I've seen so many guys try to model what they do after somebody else, and it might work for a year. It might work for a year and a month. Yeah. But before you know it, that truck is gone and they're working for somebody else again, you know? Yeah. That's why, for me personally, I mean, and I hate to say it, but I almost want to say it took me 18 years to figure out what I wanted to do. Yeah. Because I never wanted to buy a truck. And then, because I could never figure out the numbers. I mean, I could figure out the numbers, but there's so much other stuff. And really, the devil's in the details, especially when it comes to trucking. Yeah. So, yeah. Just do your due diligence. Figure out what works for you. And if you're married, figure out what works for your family as well. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. Now, last question. I'm on the phone with you,
And you reached out to me again last week, a couple weeks ago, something like that. I don't forgot when it was, but I done talked to so many people that I done actually forgot who I was talking to. So how did you hear about me?
Well, actually, before I went to Landstar, YouTube is your best friend,
Yeah, doing your due
And I
diligence.
saw, huh?
Doing your due diligence.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I saw you on YouTube. I'm subscribed to you and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's how I found out about you. Yeah.
Cool. Now, would you recommend anybody else to watch the YouTube channel?
Oh, absolutely. Don't get caught up in the YouTube trucker foolishness. Just go there for
the information.
Real information.
Yeah,
Don't get caught up in
I done heard about drivers fighting each other, seeing each other at the truck stop and stuff, like going crazy on each other.
I don't understand that. It's like I don't understand.
They're trying to turn it into a reality show to get more views.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't be suckered into that foolishness. To me, honestly, it's like if you're truly, about your business, you ain't got time for that. You just don't have time for it. I'm either working or sleeping. That's how I feel,
Yeah.
So.
So I really appreciate this time we done had together. You talking about your experiences. You talking about Landstar and different things like that. So until next time, this your boy L Boogie signing out. I'm blessing the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about the word of God. My cup is running over, and I still want some more. How about you? Holla.
Absolutely.